Welcome to episode 224 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. Today, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Am I supposed to say something now?
I don't know. I kind of like that wonder, that excitement that builds when they don't know if you're really here or not.
Is he really there, or are they just making things up?
Now, in case you're wondering if I finished the intro, I did. No Matt today.
No Matt today.
Had a prior commitment, so you're lucky enough to get the duo this morning.
Yeah, you got the best of the best at this point anyway, so.
Yeah. I can't think of any, the terrible twosome is the only thing I can think of, and that's what you don't want to be that.
No, you don't want to be...
right.
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by terrible.
Like when you mean bad is good.
Like badass.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah, that's a good bad.
So you could mean terrible that way. Or you could mean terrible.
Use it that way.
You could mean it like, you guys fucking suck, which is how most people use it.
Yeah, they don't usually use terrible like, man, that thing is terrible as hell, and they mean awesome.
Right.
That's not usually how they use that, but we could start it. We
could start it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could be like the terrific twosome, I think you said.
Yeah, but that sounds...
Which is stupid.
Yeah, but that sounds...
It sounds lame as fuck.
It does sound lame. I mean, you don't want to be lame.
So,
but terrible. You don't want to be terrible either, though.
Well, if you use it in the term that we're trying to bring to the culture, then yes, you do.
But you can go with dynamic duo, but that's safe.
Well, it's been used.
It's safe, yeah.
It's so overused. It's a trope. It's a cliche at this point.
Right, and you never want to be like you don't ever want to. You don't want to be the joke, you know. You don't want to feed into it.
Right. I mean, self-awareness is good, but there's a limit. What are you drinking?
Let me explain this to you.
Why? What are you drinking out of a coffee mug? Because you don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. So there's a store in town that sells returned items from Amazon, Walmart, Overstock, Walmart. I think I already said Walmart. There's 4 places anyways.
Walmart twice.
Yeah, so 2 Walmarts, Amazon and Overstock. I don't remember maybe Wayfair. I can't remember what the 4th is. Anyways, this is stuff that's either returned or is non-deliverable. So let's say you order something from Amazon and you move. They can't deliver it. Amazon doesn't want that shit back.
Right.
They sold it. They need it out of their inventory. So they sell it to this store here by weight. This store just buys these big metal shipping crates by weight, and they sell everything for a set price. So everything is $5 the first day, and then it goes down $1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the Friday it's a quarter. And it doesn't matter what it is; it's per item that you pay. So, anyways, I go yesterday because it's like a big scavenger hunt.
Right.
Because there's 200 people.
I need one of these near me.
This store might be my favorite store in the whole world.
I believe
I want you to keep
it would be mine.
I want you to keep in mind when I describe this that whatever you picture, make it 10 times more skanky than that. So whenever you come to your final rendering of what this place looks like, just trash it up a little more.
Is it worse than a Kmart?
Oh yes. So it's in what used to be a different store. It's in a building they moved in. It's just a tile floor, block walls, no decorations at all, no nothing. Just one counter by the front door, and they've got the square iPad, the square card iPad things that they take payments on.
Yep.
So you walk in, all it are these metal wire bins, and it'll be 30 of them sitting on the floor with nothing else.
And there's just shit in them.
Shit piled in them. Overflowing in each bin. And there's no order. There's no rhyme or reason how anything is in there. It looks like as returns come in at wherever these places are, they just toss them in these bins. And then when it's full, they ship it out. Because it's all kinds of randomness. And they line up in the mornings to go in. So I get there 30 minutes before they open, and I was number 62 in line.
Oof.
They let exactly 200 people in at a time. Once they hit 200, when one comes out, another one comes in. So what happens is they open the door, and it's like Black Friday.
Everybody piles in.
Everybody bust ass through the door. You get 2 bags. When your bags are full, you're supposed to go check out. That's how it works.
Does it though?
So, not really, because see, they let you open the boxes to check things to make sure. There's obviously no refunds, exchanges at this place. All sales are final. But they cone off a little area where you can go inspect stuff, because a lot of stuff's just in brown, like, shipping boxes. You don't even know what it is.
Right.
So you go to this little area, you open it up, you see if you want it. There's a little electronic testing station, which is a wooden table with like 5 surge strips on it, if you want to see if electronics work. And this used to be a pretty low-key thing. Like, nobody really knew about it. You would get there, 40, 50 people there. You go inside. You know, you find some pretty good stuff. It's out of control now.
Now it has become...
Yeah, it's a thing. So you go in, and people don't even have time to look for good stuff. They just take everything.
Oh, wow.
So what everybody does is they bring... Usually people have someone with them. So they'll fill their 2 bags up. They run back to the area where you open shit. They give it to someone else. They take that person's 2 bags. They go fill up those 2 bags. They come back. That person will then have one of those bags full of shit to return to the bins. And they just keep switching them out with one person checking prices on Amazon and seeing if shit works while the other person is just filling up bags and bringing them back.
Huh.
But it's everything you can imagine there. I mean, they have iPods, Xbox Ones. Is that lightning? Thunder?
Yeah. It's
thunder, yeah.
Apparently I have a thunderstorm going on right now.
Sweet. I mean, there's like big items, and you win these golden tickets that let you go in the store first, and usually, you know, that's what they're hunting for. But there's always like drones and movies, Blu-rays. I've seen video games there. I scooped up an Xbox One controller last week for $5. So anyways, yeah, this whole story was to tell you that as I was fighting the mob yesterday, I found an espresso machine. And I don't drink any of that stuff really. But my dad's a big coffee guy, and he doesn't have an espresso machine right now. So I thought I'll scoop it up for him. So I get it. It's heavy as hell. It looks nice. I look it up on Amazon, $80. Everything seems to be there. And I get home and I call him, and he's like, I don't have room for one. So now I just got a fine ass deal on an espresso machine I don't really need. So this morning I made a cappuccino.
Yeah, and how is it?
Yeah. It's pretty okay, actually.
Yeah? You gonna start drinking? You gonna start drinking them now?
No, it's there's a lot of sugar.
It's work too, isn't it?
Yeah, it took too long.
Really?
Who's got 15 minutes?
You're gonna complain about sugar? Really? Is that what you're going?
Well, I
with?
put a lot. Yeah, because I don't need to die today.
Oh,
it's like a cup of diabetes right there.
Well, a cup of diabetes a day keeps something away.
I don't know. I don't know if it does.
It's probably not like the Apple Doctor thing, but I'm sure there's something.
There's also something kind of relaxing and almost like zen about frothing some milk.
Because I've had one.
When I was frothing it, I kind of zoned out for a second while I was doing it, watching the milk spin and bubble up.
Years ago, when me and Nicole first got together, we bought a cappuccino machine. Is it the one where you dip the stick in and it does the thing?
It's got the thing on the side that that hangs down. You're like,
yeah.
And that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, but it was sort of, I don't know. I just spaced out for like the 30 seconds I was doing it. It's kind of like when you watch those videos on YouTube of the people like cutting shit with hot knives.
You ever just watch the people? They have the actual like Zen gardens with the rocks. Mm-hmm. You ever just watch those on video and just watch people do those? Jesus Christ!
I used to have a small one, and I would mess with it for like a long time. I like that kind of stuff, and there was something about frothing that milk that kind of worked for me.
Yeah,
I kind of get it. Like the process. I don't care to drink coffee, but like getting the coffee and packing it down really tight and getting it was kind of okay. Like making it was kind of all right, but I'll probably never have it again.
Now you can open up a coffee shop.
I did feel like a barista this morning.
I bet you did.
I thought about writing my name on my cup.
I was just going to ask, why didn't you? Because I didn't see your name on it. I was going to ask why you didn't.
Yeah, I thought about it. But so I got that. I got a smart plug, a Wemo smart plug. They're like $30 or something. Got one of those for $5. Got a Timex watch. And I got a generic like Apple Watch. It's like it looks just like an Apple Watch until you touch it and you're like, no, It's definitely not.
Gotcha.
And I knew it was a generic one, but I wanted it. And it's actually kind of neat. Like, you can take calls on it, you can text on it, you can email on it. It's got a camera built in, and it connects right to my work phone.
Well, the thing is, whenever you go into a store like that and it's only $5, it suddenly seems like it can serve a lot more purpose than it actually can.
Oh, yeah, because what happens is I come out, I go pretty regularly. I come out with a bag of stuff, usually about $30 to $40 worth, of good deals that were totally, totally not needed.
Right, yep.
I just bought tons. I bought a pocket knife yesterday. I don't carry a pocket knife.
But you have one.
Well, I searched for this particular knife on Amazon, $54.
Whoa.
I know it came from Amazon, was in an Amazon box.
See, I carry pocket knives, so I could really use a store like this, I believe.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But it's so random. Like, you'll be going through one bin yesterday. I found, like, some electronic stuff. There's always tons of screen protectors and charging cables. I would never buy a charge cable now for more than $25 because I can get iPhone chargers all day long for $25 now.
Right.
So I'm digging through all this, and there's a breast pump in there, and I'm like, well, that's weird because it may or may not be used.
Right.
Some stuff's still new. Some stuff is people have tried and thought it didn't work or whatever. And so I keep looking, then I find a wig. And I'm like, well, it's pretty high quality wig, but that's kind of weird, right? Then I find the holy grail at the bottom of this bin.
Oh shit!
Big white box across the front. It says masturbation cup.
I
don't even know what that means. I don't know why the box is so big.
Did you? Why didn't you look that up on Amazon?
I didn't want to carry it. I didn't want anyone to even see that I had accidentally touched the box. This thing's in a box that's about the width of a shoebox, but double the length. I'm like, why is it so big? What is it? And it says masturbation cup. Like, they didn't even try to come up with anything catchy for the front.
And you weren't curious enough to even open it?
No. What if it had been used?
Yeah. I get that. But man, I might have to.
Yeah. And the store, the brilliant thing, the name of the store is Gimme a 5. Like, they didn't even try to come up with a better name.
Just give me a 5. You can have it. Just give me a 5.
Right, yeah. I don't care what it is. Give me a 5. And it's so, like, trashy in that there's no organization. You're not allowed to open the boxes over the bins because if shit falls out, then it's separate items then.
Right, and you're screwed.
So they'll throw you out if they see you open stuff in the bin. You have to go to the coned off area and then get the box taped back up when you're finished. So when you're ready to check out, you've got these big blue IKEA bags that they give you to shop with. You walk over to the table where someone takes all of it out of those bags and puts it in a plastic bag, and they just give you a Post-it with how many items you have on it. And then it totally works on the honor system that you walk over to the register and tell them how many items that you actually have. It's a very strange process. Did you find the masturbation cup?
I did.
For a visual, it looks like a giant, like maybe pill.
Coke can, maybe?
Yeah,
only
but maybe
soft?
even bigger, though, like a tumbler.
Yeah.
But it's rounded on the bottom.
Essentially, this is...
Give me a description for it. Read me the Amazon description.
Essentially, this is a pocket pussy.
Okay. I want the full description, though.
Men masturbator cup vaginal shape. Moonlight male masturbator cups.
What's the description, though? I want to see what it says.
All right, let me see here.
Scroll to the bottom of that one. Let's hear what it says about this cup.
We don't know when or if this item will be back in stock.
Oh, man, they've run out.
Here it is. Masturbation is the most wonderful thing you can ever do with yourself. Our masturbation cup can relieve you anytime and anywhere. Made of
no, that's not okay right there. Not anywhere.
Hold on, there's more. Made of ultra soft and body safe TPR material with super real inner structure, covered with a discreet ABS base. You can take it anywhere without being noticed. The dimensions of the male masturbator are fit enough to accept all dicks. That's literally...
It says dicks?
Off of Amazon, yes.
It doesn't say penis, it says all dicks?
No, it says all dicks.
Man, there's a lot wrong with that, but discreet enough you can take anywhere as if it's somehow better to be caught fucking a cup.
Oh, here we go. There's some notices here. This thing is 7 inches by 2.6 inches wide, 7 inches long. 3, notice. Keep it clean before and after used. Simply clean with soap and water or rinse off. Number 2, please use it with lube. Number 3, wash, dry, and save it carefully. Number 4, insert penis into the toy until orgasm and ejaculation.
Oh, so you finish in the cup.
5, take it out of the sex toy.
5 might be my favorite instruction. You can't keep it in.
So, there you go. You wanted to know.
I love that they act like it's okay because it's a cup.
Right.
Like, you'd be arrested if you're caught jerking off in public, but you can fuck a cup in public, no problem.
And it's okay.
So they had one of those yesterday. What's the price on that?
The price on that is, I don't know. It says it's currently unavailable.
Oh, can't even get a price on it.
Can't even get a price on it. I can tell you that the personal lubricant for water-based 8-ounce bottle is $10.09.
Could have scooped up that yesterday for $5.
Ooh. 2 reviews.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear these.
They're short.
What's the star? Give me the star first.
The first one, I'm not going to say anybody's name. I guess it doesn't matter. It's right on Amazon, right?
Yeah, tell us what John G thinks.
This is Alan Davis Jr.
Alan Davis Jr.
Yeah. He gave it 5 stars with a verified purchase.
So he definitely bought it.
Feel great when used and real.
Okay.
I think he meant when used.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He might have been using it when he was typing that first review.
The second one.
Is this verified also?
Verified purchase. Only by an Amazon customer. Wouldn't even give his name. He only gave it 3 stars. And he's got a 2-word description here. Too tight.
I thought that it was one size fits all according to the description.
It fits all dicks, right?
Yeah. Not that guy walking around with a Coke can. It won't work.
Not all Amazon customer.
So they had one of these available yesterday. This store is fantastic in the most trashy way possible.
Yeah.
So they hand out latex gloves to dig through these bins and tell you there could be sharp objects inside of them, so watch out.
So what do the latex gloves do exactly?
Everything's just touching and kind of gross, and
yeah, but you're still getting punctured by sharp objects.
I don't wear the gloves; they're optional. But when I come out, my hands are usually black, just from touching all the boxes.
Oh yeah, from all the boxes all over you. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but that's part of it for me. I want to be a little dirty when I leave there, and it works. It's a really neat store.
So where? Since I used to live there, I know this won't help the listeners. Where is this place located?
So do you know where the old Bargain Hunt was on Madison Street by the Kroger?
The old Bargain Hunt.
Do you know where the Kroger is on Madison Street?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the same shopping center as that, right beside Papa John's.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's just an empty building with those crates sitting all around. There's one little section of shelving that they try to put these sharp objects and glass and stuff up on.
Yeah.
But they half-ass do that. And it's just 20 of these metal shipping crate things inside there. And there'll be 200 people all trying to get it. And you'll be digging a hole to get to the bottom of one.
Uh-huh.
And they'll just be throwing shit on top of it because they're trying to dig a hole too. But I haven't seen any anger or anything. I mean, everybody kind of gets it.
Well, that's because I think everybody knows. I think everybody probably knows that they can't. It's not like Black Friday, because on Black Friday, you know the deals. You're going in there for something specific, and that's how your fights start. In there, everybody's just going in there to see what they can find for $5.
Now, what they got to do is they've got to put a limit on how many things you can buy. Because what's happened now are these people with booths at flea markets and stuff like that
are just buying shit.
They're buying everything because they can sell it for $10.
Right.
So they'll go in and they'll have... The people in front of me yesterday had 42 items. And that's excessive. They had like 15 of those drones. And it's like, no one else can get any because you're buying them all, and they're obviously not for you.
Right.
But the store doesn't care because they just dropped $210.
Right.
But that's got to get fixed because it's... Part of what's fun is it's like a treasure hunt.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Like, that's almost what they should have called it.
I get that completely.
Yeah. Because you roll in, you're immediately overwhelmed with how many people and how many bins are in there. And then you just find a fucking corner and shove your arms down in it.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, I've spent too much time with this bin, you just jump to another one.
I get that.
And if there's too many people, I can't do that one right now. I'll come back. And then you like purge your bags and you go back in for round 2. It just feels good. Everything about it's right.
Yeah.
Except for how many people are there.
Yeah, if only it was just you in there.
Oh my God. And I could spend probably... No exaggeration, I bet I could spend 6 hours if it was.
Oh, yeah, no
there.
doubt.
Because I would get an empty bin and I would transfer everything.
Yep.
Because sometimes you find cool stuff. I found this spy camera that's shaped like a pin.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got like the end of the pin's got like a tiny spy camera on it. Oh my God, this is fucking incredible. I could secretly record people. So I'll make my way, because I could see it from the side. I make my way all the way to the bottom of the bin, and the pin is not in there.
Oh.
Because someone has gone through here too aggressive and knocked the pin out of the box.
Yep.
It's here, but I have no way of knowing where, because maybe that box didn't even start in this bin. Maybe it's been moved.
Right. No.
So it's impossible to find. It's a needle and needle stack now. Pin's gone. Didn't get it.
It's a what?
Can't be a spy now.
You meant needle in a haystack, right?
No, I meant needle and needle stack.
Okay.
Like you'll never fucking find it. Everything's the same. It's all trash. There's always about 2,000 screen protectors and about 150 phone cases in every bin.
I can believe that. And
Yeah, if you ever wanted a tempered glass screen protector for something.
phone chargers out the ass, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that stuff is everywhere.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, like, I went back on quarter day and I picked up some charge cables, phone case, screen protectors. I got a battery for my cordless drill, for my Craftsman cordless drill, for $0.25.
Yeah, can't beat it.
No, I bought some of these LED pixel lights, a strand of 50, which is, they're like $24 for a strand of 25. Scooped up a strand of 50 of those for $0.25. Like, it's just the art. Like, it's just about buying it. It's not even about the thing. It's just about buying it.
It's just about buying it for that great a deal. Yeah, I
God,
understand.
it feels so good.
I understand. I completely
Yeah.
understand. So I had an exciting day yesterday. You're going to love this story.
Did you buy an espresso machine?
I did not. I don't know if my story is better or not. But so we're sitting there and we're watching TV. This was last night. We've both been working, doing stuff around the house all day, so we're a little worn out watching a movie, and all of a sudden the dog starts freaking out and like trying to get underneath the TV stand, and we had this little stand next to it trying to get under there. We're like, Kaylee, what are you doing? Kaylee, what's going on? So my wife gets up to look, and in the corner there's a mouse. And
she's not feeling the mouse.
no, my wife is incredibly afraid of, like me with snakes.
Oh, yeah. See, I was talking about the dog. You're
she's-
talking about she's also not a fan.
She's worse. So
Wait, so was the dog trying to get to the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant it was like hiding in the corner away from the mouse.
No, the mouse was hiding in the corner because the dog's trying to,
Gotcha.
like, smelled it or something, or saw
Right.
it move out of the corner of its eye. So it's huddled in this little corner. So we got the dog. Dog's freaking out about the mouse. Nicole jumps up on the couch and is like screaming, and almost her face looks like she's crying, but she's not. It's just screaming because she's like that about mice. And
I think that's fear.
is that what we're going with?
Yeah, I think that's what that look
Okay.
is.
Okay. So she's like, get it. Or not it. Get it. You know.
Right.
The fear scream thing, I guess. And so I'm like, I've never had a mouse in my house before. So I'm not sure what to do. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to reach down and grab a mouse because I'm pretty sure it's faster than me.
Right.
So it's going to run away. So I don't know what to do. So I have 2 cats, right? So I go over and I scoop up both my cats underneath my arms, and I like just toss them down at this mouse because they're cats, right?
It's what they do.
That's like my weapon. And the cats don't fucking do anything. In the meantime, the dog's still going spastic trying to get him, and bouncing on the cats that I threw down are now bouncing off the dog's legs. And they're just freaked out about the dog because they're not smart enough to do anything about this mouse. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I go get the broom. Actually, I get a shoe because the broom was outside. So I get a shoe, and I'm like forcing this thing. I'm going to force it to the sliding glass door and hopefully let it out. Right? Because I'm humane like that.
Right, you don't want to kill the mouse.
Oh, right. I mean, he's just trying to live. Nothing wrong with that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm shooting him over towards the... I just about get him to the door, and I go to open the sliding glass door. And I have a woman's shoe, by the way, a woman's flat shoe that I'm using to...
Because you don't want to use your shoe.
To bring this thing... Well, it was handy. It's the one that was handy. So I'm almost got out to the door. The cats are just looking at the mouse like, oh, cool, look at this mouse. Look at that cool little fuzzy thing. My understanding was, I've seen Tom and Jerry. I've seen a lot of those cartoons.
Right, that's how it works.
And the cat's supposed to, like, try to get the mouse. Well, no, they're just hanging out watching. Now, these animals will fucking chase a fucking light reflection for hours. They won't go after this fucking mouse. So I almost got this mouse out. Doesn't the dog come along and snatch that fucking thing up right in its fucking mouth?
Oh, man.
Oh, no, it gets better. Takes it over to her bed and drops it. Now, keep in mind, her bed is real close to the corner we fucking started at. She didn't kill this mouse. She was just letting it bobble around in her mouth. This mouse is still alive when she drops it on her bed.
Just playing with it.
Like it's a fucking treat. Like it's a dog treat.
Right.
So I still have a mouse in my house. This is the moral of the story.
Oh, you couldn't find it?
I never found it. I couldn't. It took off, and we never found it after that.
And now you don't know if it's wounded. You know it's terrified.
It was inside a dog's mouth.
Did I tell the rabbit story on here about my dog?
I don't think so.
So rabbits like to be birthed in my backyard. The wild rabbits have babies everywhere around here, and bigger dog likes to chase the rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
And
as dogs
unfortunately, sometimes he finds the babies.
Oh,
he's a fucking dog.
That's what they do.
I'm not about shit eating other shit, but he's a dog. I mean, if I see it, I'll stop it.
Right.
But I like to not know these things, or I like to just be ignorant about the fact that they're even happening. So, I've caught him with them before, and usually, same thing, they grab them, they don't hurt them.
Right.
So he grabs it, I'll tell him to drop it, he'll drop it, the bunny takes off running. So, and they're usually about the size of a baseball, these little bunnies.
Uh-huh.
So the other, probably a month ago, I'm letting the dog in, and he's being weird. What's going on? So I make him go back out, and I go out on the deck, and I see him open his mouth, and a bunny falls out that is like a newborn bunny.
Oh, no.
Like, it's barely got fur, it's tiny, its eyes are like just cracking open, and it's just swimming on the deck because it doesn't know what's going on. And I'm like, don't eat the bunny. And he looks me in the eyes. He looks at the bunny. He looks back up, looks me in the eyes, and then reaches down and nabs the bunny up.
No.
Which, this doesn't sound bad. Except for that the bunny is screaming.
Oh, yeah.
And then I look at my dog, and he swallows.
Oh, no. Oh, a live baby bunny.
And the bunny is screaming from his throat. And the bunny's stuck in his throat.
So your dog's choking.
And I'm like, spit the bunny out.
Now, are you remaining that calm about it, or?
Yeah, but it's terrifying me because the rabbit is screaming from his throat. And I'm like, the bunny's going to die, my dog's going to die. I might step on him, fall and hit my head, and I might die because his chain reaction that's going on right now.
Right. It's like a Final Destination.
And I don't know if you've ever heard
death is
a
just
rabbit
on a warpath.
scream, but this rabbit was screaming as if a tiny person was being murdered.
Yeah, no, I've heard rabbits scream
I can't
before.
even recreate the shrill scream that this thing was making.
I've heard him scream before. It's terrifying.
It wasn't pleasant, right? So I can tell the dog can't breathe. I don't know what to do. The dog is staring at me, eyes are watering, foaming out the mouth from drool, and I'm like, I'm going to wait it out. He can spit the bunny out. He can throw the bunny up. I've seen this happen before. I've seen him throw shit up before. So I'm like waiting him out 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'm like, and you can tell he's not doing too well.
Yeah.
So finally he's like, he's going to wait me out. So he throws the bunny back up.
Uh-huh.
This fucking bunny is still alive.
Was it still screaming?
No, it quit screaming.
Yeah, it just called.
But it's still alive, and it's not doing well.
Uh-huh.
It's got some puncture wounds.
Right.
It's bad off. Made the dog go in the house. Put the bunny on some grass. Of course, the bunny didn't make it.
Right.
But yeah, it was super fucked up.
Yeah, that's...
But the dog is just being a dog.
No, I get that. But I can see
I'm
how,
like,
as a human, that can be a little disturbing.
Nature's real fucked up.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it's
always.
bad. I'm not about that life. I'm not about killing stuff. I'm not about stuff being killed. I don't like that.
Right.
So it probably was harder on me than it was on the rabbit or on the dog.
Right.
I mean, I know the rabbit died.
Well, that's like, I didn't want to kill this mouse. This mouse didn't know any better.
Right, just being a mouse.
And my wife's freaking... Well, at one point, I guess it ran... This was so funny, because I keep imagining it from her perspective.
Right.
So at one point, I guess it ran on the opposite wall, along the opposite wall where she's at. And then immediately darted right, which was like coming towards the couch she was sitting on, or I should say standing on. And she's like, I don't want to do the scream. But what she said was, get it, it's coming right at me.
Which I think is the same scream that the bunny let out when the dog scooped down
now this
to grab
mouse is no more than an inch and a half.
Right. But
And she's
when
like,
you
"It's
have
coming-
that fear, though...
It's coming.
Right.
It's coming
It's
right
coming
at
for
me.
me. Right, it's coming for me.
I keep picturing it from her point of view. And I've got like this 10-foot long giant rodent just making a beeline for me. Like that's what it was in her head.
But you guys both look like assholes, probably, because she's terrified. You've got like a fucking broom
And a shoe.
and a shoe. Right.
Throwing cats at the mouse. Cause
No plan. The cats are like, what's going on? The dog's tearing stuff up.
those are my weapons of choice, or cats.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I don't know what
man,
to
just
do.
tossing
I mean,
cats at stuff.
I'm not going to reach down and grab a mouse because I'm pretty sure it's going to bite me. And I'm pretty sure it lives in the wild, so it probably has something that could do damage to me.
Yeah.
And that's
I
not a
wouldn't
chance.
barehand a mouse either.
Huh?
I wouldn't barehand a mouse either, and I'm not afraid of mice.
I'm not afraid of mice either, but
I wouldn't barehand one.
No.
But they're kind of cute.
They are cute. I mean, they're...
Yeah. I mean, I get those fears. Like, I feel that way about spiders. You would think I was staring like eye to eye with like a bull or something when I square off with a spider.
Which is how I am about snakes. But here's the thing. See, here's the thing about mice. That they're not scary. They don't scare me. They don't scare you.
Right.
But, okay, it's a mouse. It's a rodent. 7.5 centuries ago, one rodent, wiped out the entire population of Europe.
It's true.
So why would I want to take the chance of barehanding that thing?
Now, what helps me with mice is that if you've ever seen a mouse, it clearly is terrified.
Oh, always. Yeah.
But when you see a spider, they just fucking lock up and stare at you.
Well, yeah, snakes never look scared.
Now, snakes don't have emotions, so yeah, they're just blank.
No, they don't. You know why? Because they're spawns of Satan.
But like a spider, you'll see a spider crawling, and you're like, whoa, spider. And the spider will stop and look at you. Like, we want to go, motherfucker? We'll go.
There's nothing worse than when a spider, it happens every time. It doesn't matter. It could be like one of those daddy long leg spiders. And now those aren't creepy looking at all.
They're fucking weird.
They're just like they just
all
look
goofy.
like
their legs are wrong.
They look like a little dust ball with legs.
Yeah.
But they always, when you're like, whoa, a spider, as soon as they always stop and they like jerk back that little bit, and they always put up the front two legs.
Yeah, you're like, nope.
And you're like, oh, that's a badass motherfucker. I'm done.
Nope. Mm-mm. Yep.
All I can think of when a spider does that is somebody getting ready to fight and just raising their fists up.
Yeah, fisticuffs. Like, let's go. We'll go.
I'm not afraid of spiders, but I'm not going to fuck with them either.
Yeah, I'm better now. I mean, when I was younger, I couldn't even kill them.
No?
I am better now, but Also, if I could never see another one for the rest of my life, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, that's how I am about snakes.
And because I'm scared of spiders, people love to be like, "Hey, come here, look," and show me a spider. I'm like, okay, well, kill that and let me know when that's over.
That's like my nephews. This was years ago too, but my nephews are, at the time, were like 5 and 2 or 6 and 3, and they are not afraid of. They have snakes and spiders. They're not afraid of any of those things. Right. I'm sitting in a chair at a party, and my nephew comes up. And up here, we don't have dangerous snakes, and we really don't have large snakes. Nothing poisonous up here. It gets too cold. But my little 3-year-old nephew, in just his diaper,
right?
Because it's warm outside,
right?
Comes running up to me, with a big, goofy little toddler grin on his face, with 2 snakes in either hand, just shaking them. I mean, just shaking them.
Shaking them up, getting them ready to go, right?
Yeah. I'm hauling ass. I know they're dead. I can tell they're dead because he has broken every bone in their... It doesn't matter. It's a fucking snake. I'm fucking running away from my 3-year-old nephew. Just who's chasing me with 2 snakes.
Where did he get them?
He just found them in the ground and in the grass. That's they go hunting for... They used to go hunting for snakes and stuff.
I'm okay with snakes, but I don't like to have any interaction with them. Like, they don't frighten me, but I don't want to have any interaction.
Oh, they scared the living bejesus out of me.
Yeah, they're no good. I'm about to blow everybody's mind.
We're going to do some video game stuff, aren't we?
We are. Welcome to the official Gamestitch Podcast, the podcast where a couple best friends get together, talk about all the video game news and happenings that go on in the week, and we wrap it up in the bullshit that you've been listening to for the last, I don't know, let's say 45 minutes or so, 35 minutes.
A lot of non-video game stuff going on there.
And that dumpster fire is the show that you just listened to and subscribe to, hopefully. That comes out every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. Be sure to head over to iTunes and rate us over there. It helps new people find this show. And if you want to support this very show that you're listening to so you can get more Snake Mice $5 savings chat, then head over to patreon.com/GameStitch and toss us a couple bones on there. If you don't have any money to throw us, don't worry. This podcast will always be free. I want to start by saying Mario Kart came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a bone to pick with Amazon.
Uh-oh. What happened?
They messed up.
What'd they do?
I pre-ordered this game, I'm going to say, at least a month ago. Guaranteed same-day shipping. It's cheaper because I have Prime, so it's $49 or whatever instead of $60. Mm-hmm. Feeling pretty good about the whole situation. Everything's on track, good to go. The game comes out Friday. Friday at 10:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. the day of release. I get an email from Amazon that says, "Hey, it's not going to be there today."
Oh.
Unacceptable.
Did it turn out it was a lie?
No.
You didn't get it till Saturday?
No, it gets way worse than this.
Oh, shit.
Estimated arrival day, May 3rd.
What?
May 3rd. For anyone with a calendar, you can see that that's too far away from the day that it comes out.
Right.
So I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, because when I pre-ordered this game, it was guaranteed same-day delivery. The word guaranteed was used.
Right.
So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, it feels like a bad joke.
Right.
So I log into
like it's April 1st.
Yeah, so I log into Amazon. I'm like, surely there's something going on with their system. I log into Amazon. I look. Estimated arrival date, May 3rd.
May 3rd.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? So I go over to the Mario Kart page, and it says, expect delays when purchasing this game. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
But it wasn't when I purchased it, so what's going on?
Right, not okay. So I'm livid with the situation.
Did you get a hold of them?
No, I don't even bother. So I pull up a Twitch stream of someone playing Mario Kart, and I'm watching the comments on my designated state mandated break, and it's full of people saying mine's delayed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening right now? So I still have friends that work at GameStop, so I shot a text to one of those people, and I said, hey, do you have any Mario Karts? And they said, I got 5 or 6 extra. And I said, please set me one aside. Amazon's fucking me hard. I'm just going to run over there, and I'm going to get it, and I'll just cancel my Amazon. So I shoot over there after work. I pick it up. It's no problem. but I'm still furious about the Amazon thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get home, I'm going to figure out what's going on because they use the word either promise or guarantee. Those are both strong words for me.
Right. Because they're a vow. They indicate they indicate a contract between two people. I understand.
And people love to give me shit for still shopping at GameStop. Well, this is why I fucking shop there.
Right.
Because this does not happen.
No, never.
And it's unacceptable. There are things, if I ordered a paper towel holder and they're like, oh, it's not going to be there till the 3rd, I'd be like, okay. But this is a game that was guaranteed same day. And I don't like to give away my control over a video game. So I'm already taking a chance with them.
With Amazon.
So I go over there, I buy it from GameStop, get home, I'm furious, I pull up the website. Right about the time I pull it up, I get an email, and it's from Amazon. It says, hey, we understand we probably let you down. If you want to cancel your game, click this link here. If you still want to receive it, it'll be there on the 3rd. And either way, we're going to give you $10 credit.
So did you feel better?
No.
No?
Thanks for the $10. What you did is unacceptable, though. And what I'm going to do is not proving the right point, because you should vote with your wallet. But I needed my wallet to be fatter. So when the Amazon one comes in, I'm just going to return the GameStop one, which will be the sealed Amazon one, and get my $60 back, because this has me only paying like $39 for the game instead of $60. But what they did is unacceptable, and I should have canceled my pre-order to prove a point that this can't be allowed. But also, I mean, if you're talking about that I can get $20 off the game, that's another game I could buy. So I'm not doing the right thing here.
No, you're not.
Because I'm also punishing
letting
GameStop.
Everyone know.
That's okay. Because I hope that they're better people than I am. I hope that they do the right thing in lieu of me doing the wrong thing.
You have much more faith in humanity than I do, my friend.
Oh, no, I'm sure they're going to do it that way, too. But, I mean, so until I got the $10, I was absolutely going to cancel, even though it was cheaper to buy on Amazon. Because you're saving $12 by buying it through them. But then when I'm like, I'm saving $22, that's pretty significant. But what they did, I mean, I get the $10 either way.
Right.
So I could still cancel. I'm probably just going to return it. Because here's what GameStop did to fuck me over.
Oh, on the same game?
Well, same day.
Same day.
I needed I need another controller. And part of this is my fault. They didn't have any red and blue. I want the red and blue standalone pack. They didn't have any. So I go in and I say, hey, do you have any of these? And then the normal guy I deal with is not up front at the moment. And he said, I don't have any new ones, but I do have a used blue one. Let me tell you what happened. The guy bought the red and blue Switch, wanted the gray controllers, popped it open, traded in the other ones, and bought the gray ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, that's fucking okay. That's a brand new controller. Now, GameStop being the dirtbags that they are, selling it for exact same price as the new one.
Yep.
There's no deal to be had here.
Right.
Buying a new one would be the same price. They're $80 for a pack of two. They're selling them for $40
each.
Yep. So I'm like, whatever. Give me that used one then. I'll take that used one. So I buy that used one. I get home, hook that used one up. It's fucked.
It doesn't work.
There's no way it's brand new, because anytime it's on and you're using it, it just automatically on Mario Kart just turns left. It turns left all the time when you're not touching anything.
Oh.
You have to hold all the way right to make it go straight, and you can't turn right at all.
Oh, did you take it back?
Well, I'm going to.
You better.
And I also bought the 1-year warranty on it too. So I had 7 days. So I'm gonna refund both of those. But yeah, I was like, man, I'm just trying to play the Switch. Just trying to play Mario Kart today. It comes out on the Switch.
Kart. Nope.
Yeah.
None for you.
Yeah. I'm not going to spend any time on Mario Kart. It's fantastic. If you played Mario Kart on the Wii U, think of that with updated graphics, more racers, and
more cars, and some additions.
Everything felt great. The online felt great. No issues, no hiccups, no slowdown. Plenty of people playing it. The single player feels good. The multiplayer feels good. For the offline multiplayer, like it's great. The battle mode is awesome. It's much better now. It's solid. I mean, that game is a solid 9. And I'm excited about having something else to play. I've been all Switch pretty much. I did play a little bit of Rocket League, but I'm playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is fucking great. Also, people are so good online. I finally got my first win.
Oh, how'd that feel?
And, it felt great.
Haven't had one since, have you?
No. But here's what happened is I beat them first round no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to get my first win. And then the second match took like 10 minutes and they beat me. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now. Because it's the first to 2.
Right.
So we go in this deadlock. And this match, again, takes about 10 minutes. And I finally squeaked out a win on them. And I like fist pumped and let out like a little cheer. Like I was proud of myself for finally beating this guy who probably sucks at the game.
Right.
But it felt good just to get a win because at that point I think I had 9 losses and that was my first win. So I went 1 for 9. But it was really 1 for 10. 1 out of 9 wins. But it felt good.
Let me tell you what I did on Friday.
Okay. I'm still playing Zelda too. I don't want to leave it out like I dismiss that game. That's still being... So I'm playing 3 Switch games at the same time.
I went into GameStop. And just looking around because I go into the GameStops and look around sometimes. And guy just says, "Hey, can I help you with today?" "No, just browsing, thanks." "Anything in particular you're looking for?" Pretty sure I said I was just browsing. "Thanks."
Still just browsing.
It's like, "Oh, okay, well, if you need anything, let me know. And just in case you're interested, we do have the Nintendo Switch in stock." That's all right, thanks. So I walk around a little bit. Ryan, you're gonna be so disgusted with me. Walking around a little bit, I'm like, they have them in stock. I could get one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wandering around, looking, thinking I could get a Switch right now. They have them. The guy told me they had them. I'm like, nah, don't want one.
Yeah,
gotta wait for the price to come down on that. I still stand by it. I know that you and Matt and a number of people online are just have nothing but good things to say about the Switch and are praising the Switch. I still can't find the value in it for me right now.
I mean, if you're not going to play Zelda or Mario Kart or, something like Bomberman or Puyo Puyo or ARMS when it comes out or Splatoon, I mean, here's the thing about the Switch. I don't think the price is coming down anytime soon. I don't know that the price will come down in this calendar year. I don't think it will. But there will be more games, so you'll add your value in the available titles.
And that may be something we look at, but right now, I mean, and I'm not saying I won't play those games, but I don't want to play those games so badly that I want to spend $300 on a Switch.
Right. I mean, it's all in, and anyone who's listened to this podcast for a long time knows that, like, I get my value out of a game pretty easily. Like, I don't have to spend 100 hours to feel like I got $60 worth of fun out of a game.
Mm-hmm.
But just in the way that I've enjoyed Zelda was worth buying the Switch and buying that game.
Well, here's the thing. I think for me, the Switch would be more of a complementary system to my other consoles that I play on. I think it would be just an added experience for me to have, like with Nicole, with my wife, or with my nieces or nephews when they come over.
I mean, that's what it is for me too, but I also like to play it a lot by myself.
I think you spend a shit ton of time on the Switch, so I don't know that it's a complementary system.
Well, yeah, because my PS4 is still, like, if I could only have one system, it would be a PS4.
So I still think that I still think the price is too much. I should say price isn't too much. The price versus the value I personally would get out of it is still too high.
Yeah, I think you would play the shit out of Zelda more than you realize. I don't know that you would like any of these other games. I don't know if you like Mario Kart. I don't know if there's anything else there that you would play, but I do believe that you would absolutely sink 100 hours in Zelda.
I would play Mario Kart. I've always liked the Mario Karts.
Yeah. So I'll roll over 100 hours, I think, this week in Zelda.
Okay.
I think I'm at like 95 right now.
And another thing, I mean, to be honest, if there would have been no Mass Effect this year, I may have gotten the Switch. But I have so many hours still left to dump into both the multiplayer and the single player of Mass Effect that, again, the value isn't there.
Yeah. Zelda is... I don't know, something special about that Zelda.
Oh, I completely believe it, and I'm sure it's a great game. But and
it's not because it's Zelda, because I'm that in love with it without the nostalgia. So I can only imagine how some people feel about that game.
Right.
Because if you're a Zelda guy and you get that game, you probably have not come off an erection yet.
You might need a masturbator cup.
Yeah, you might need the cups because it's really, really good, and I still find new stuff every time I'm playing. I'm like, what is this? And that's crazy that many hours in.
Yeah.
To be totally caught off guard and know that I haven't done things that other people did in the first hour still, it's crazy. There's no right or wrong way to play this game. It doesn't penalize you for playing it your way. It's just cool.
Moving on.
So the way the news is laid out today, it would make sense to roll into the Nintendo stuff now.
Okay.
I just spent so long taking. It's not the order I have it in, but I want to jump to the Nintendo stuff.
Sure.
So I'll just tell you, this episode's going to have a lot of recap stuff in it, a lot of year-end information, because the fiscal year's ended in March for all these big companies. So everybody had their earnings calls and all that stuff. So there's a lot of interviews.
Pretty much just going to be statistical, numerical recaps and
a few announcements.
Of them. Few announcements, not many.
That came from the earnings call.
Yes.
So the first thing on the Nintendo side is there will not be a large-scale conference at E3 this year.
They didn't do one last year.
Keynote, right. They will be there. So they'll have, last year they did just the Breath of the Wild booth, but they will be there in some capacity this year. I'm sure the Treehouse will do their Nintendo Treehouse or whatever will do their thing, and show off some stuff. But yeah, they don't have a big thing planned. Treehouse live stream event was what they did last year. I expect something like that. They also revealed that 1-2 Switch is approaching 1 million copies shipped, and Snipper Clips Cut It Out Together has already passed more than 350,000 downloads. Super Bomberman R, meanwhile, has eclipsed the 500,000 copies shipped mark. So some success in the early Switch titles, which is expected, I would say. People need something to play, man. They're buying some bullshit waiting for stuff to play.
That's how Nintendo does it.
But from everything I've heard, and I can speak specifically to Snipper Clips and Bomberman, they're good games, and people seem to love 1-2 Switch, so... I think people are buying the quality titles when they're buying those. In other news, the company announced that a new 2DS XL, which will actually be just as powerful as the 3DS.
I'll tell you what.
The new 3DS XL.
That fucking thing looks cool.
It does look cool.
That thing looks sweet.
And it'll be just as powerful as
a 3DS.
As the new 3DS. They also announced the shipping numbers for the Switch are up to 2.74 million.
That's a lot.
It's crazy. They only need 10 million more to pass the fucking Wii U.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking insane. And people still can't find Switches, Like you said, they were in stock. I bet if you went back today, they were gone.
Probably.
I mean, they're going pretty quick still. Sticking with the Nintendo news, Super Mario Run is closing on a new download milestone. The company's president, Tatsumi Kimishima, probably all wrong, said in the earnings call that the game will soon reach 150 million downloads for iOS and Android combined, which is up from 78 million in January. That's huge.
Yeah, it is a huge jump.
He also said that they have increased way above the 5% of people who actually converted to the pay version, and this game is finally now getting some traction. Their daily player base is up. Like, this game is catching on. I tell you, fucking Nintendo, man.
Yeah.
This next story will also just tell you the kind of mentality behind what they're doing. But the discontinued NES Classic shipped 2.3 million units. And this is a ship through, not a sell in.
Right.
Or not a sell through, a sell in. But if you know anything about the NES Classic, you can't find one anywhere.
Right.
Meaning this is a sell through number. Even though they're reporting it as a sell in number.
Oh, there's a few out there, but they're on eBay for...
Right. But someone bought them already. Someone's bought them and resold
True,
them.
someone has bought them already. True.
Right. And what's crazy about all this is you look at their success with the Amiibo, which are insane. They're selling those things like they can't even make them fast enough.
Right.
especially the Zelda ones. Switches are selling out the day they come in. Games have a higher attach rate than the system because people are buying games for the system they hope to have at some point. Zelda has still sold more copies than the Switch.
Zelda has sold more copies than the Switch, right?
It has more than 100% attach rate, which is fucking incredible. The NES Classic sold 2.3 million copies and people still want it. So for everyone who wants to shit on Nintendo and say everything they do is wrong, it's not. Everything they do is smart. They create culture of people who...
I've never said it wasn't smart. It's smart for Nintendo.
Man.
It's not
so shitty, yeah.
It is not consumer friendly.
No, but it's...
They don't give a shit.
Almost
They're about making
impressive.
money. Yeah, it's not.
It's almost impressive, though, to sit back and look at what they do.
I guess. I don't know. I suppose it's impressive to...
They failed miserably with the Wii U. Miserably, but they bailed out the failure that was the Wii U with a plastic toy.
But I don't know if you've noticed in recent years, and I think this is important to speak about. Obviously, the Switch at this point is an exception to an extent because we still have a lot of nostalgia with that or attached to that. But Nintendo, in the last probably 10 years or so, all of their money and these huge numbers have been made off of things they used to do, as far as games they used to have, systems they used to have. Their track record for what's coming up for the future, for technological advances, isn't quite as good.
Well, when you look at Nintendo, they seem to be on a 2-generation cycles for an actual hit system. So they had, obviously the Nintendo Super Nintendo run was awesome. They had the N64, which was still good. The GameCube did not do well. Critically it did fine. We've talked about it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Money-wise, it didn't do well.
Financially, it was not a success. Great system.
Yep.
Then they come out with the Wii. And they set the fucking world on. People's grandmother are in the room just dancing.
They did. Yep.
Or playing some stupid bubble pop game or all the shovelware that was on the Wii.
And then, of course, the Wii U. But
the Wii U comes out and fails.
We know what a shitstorm that was.
And the Switch, by all accounts, seems to be a move again back in the right direction.
It does.
But they have supplemented themselves along with Amiibo, with handhelds, with 3DSs and DSs, and that market's always been huge for them. And even when they struggle, they seem to somehow not struggle.
Right, and that's why when we've talked about it in the past, I've always said, I don't know, it could present a danger, but I don't think you'll ever see the Nintendo's handheld go away, because they are their rock. The handhelds are Nintendo's rock that allows them to try this other discovery stuff. That's their safe haven. That's their home. That's always going to bring in a constant revenue stream. So they can afford to fail
Everybody panics for Nintendo, but something tells me that they don't panic. Like, everyone around them panics. All the consumers panic. All the people who have the Nintendo tattoos panic.
I still don't think they're very consumer friendly.
They don't panic, and I don't guess they have to be.
Well,
right now that's not required from them.
Well, yeah, that's because we I know we've talked about it before. I don't want to disparage.
Same reason I'm going to take the savings from Amazon. I mean,
I don't want to disparage people today. So
yeah,
I'm not.
But they have one of the strongest lineups I can remember when you look at the products they make. The 3DS is awesome still for what it is. The 2DS is a really cool, cheaper model, and the new one looks fucking awesome.
The new one does look fucking awesome.
Amiibo they have done toys to life like no one else. They own that market in the way that they make it work with all of their games. Almost every first-party Nintendo game has some sort of Amiibo support. And they constantly come out with new ones, and they look cool even when you're not using them, especially if you have Nintendo nostalgia. They've made them hard to get, which is what you have to do with a collectible.
Because they just sit there?
Yeah, they look cool when they're just sitting there. I will say, though, like, for the first time, I want to open all the ones I had that were still sealed, because there finally is stuff that I want to use them for. Like, all the Zelda ones I have are pretty much open now. The Mario Kart, you get to race as your Mii, but you get to wear a costume from the amiibo that you scan. So you can look like Link or Toad or whoever you scan for, but still have my fluffy beard, which is kind of neat too, especially if you love, like I love Toad, so my helmet looks like his mushroom head now.
Oh, nice.
Which looks pretty badass when I'm drifting around a curve. It's cool because it works in that. It works in all my Wii U games. It works in Mario Maker. All these are, you don't get one use out of them. So when people are like, well, $15 is expensive for DLC, but it's like, well, it's DLC in 10 games though. So when you look at it like that, it's not really that expensive. Plus you get a cool little figure to sit on a shelf, which I know you can appreciate because you like to have things from games that you like. So right. I just feel like they're doing everything right, even though it's not consumer friendly.
I guess they're doing things. They're doing things right for Nintendo. They're still not consumer friendly. That bothers me. But
right.
What are you gonna do?
So let's jump over to Xbox.
I'm just gonna give you and the listeners a heads up right now, Ryan. You are breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, but I won't be breaking up on my audio for them. Just on my audio to you.
Well, if I don't answer, it's because
that would be a problem.
Did not realize that you stopped talking because I'm still getting the Orgasmatron voice.
So we'll switch over to Xbox. Theirs is very analytical. We don't have really anything else to say about them.
No.
But they did say as part of their personal computing division, which is what Xbox is a part of, they did see a decline of 7%, but they did blame slow phone sales for that.
Their phones didn't take off.
Yeah, Xbox itself did reasonably well, as it increased by 4% in the quarter, reaching a $1.928 billion in sales. Microsoft attributed this growth to Xbox Live, which saw monthly active users across Xbox, PC, and mobile climb by 13% all the way up to 52 million. That's up from 46 million in the same period a year ago. Revenue for Xbox software was up 7%, although a specific dollar figure was not shared. Overall, Microsoft saw a revenue of $22.1 billion for the quarter, while net income was $4.8 billion. So I think it's safe to say that Microsoft is doing okay.
Yeah, Microsoft's doing okay, and I think they've always, even with the original like launch panic of the Xbox One, and the swaps and the switches and all those changes that they made, I still think that they've always been, I wouldn't say there's been growth. I don't think that they've ever lost seriously. I think they've always been really fairly sturdy. I think that's a trend you'll continue to see, is that they will just remain just that kind of middle of the roader that just kind of goes about, does their business, doesn't do as well or as bad as others, but always just kind of maintains.
I do think it's telling here that they don't release a ship through or sold through number.
Hello?
Can't hear me? You don't got anything? So I'll just say I think it's a little odd that they don't share a sell-through number. They don't show anything as far as how many shipped, how many sold through. So we don't have an idea of where they compare when it comes to Microsoft, or when it comes to PlayStation or Nintendo. And they do definitely, Nintendo and Sony do definitely give a number.
Right.
So I think they do that so that you don't compare.
Right.
So I'll jump over to PlayStation now. So PlayStation shipped 2.9 million units in the fourth quarter. It's now shipped 60 million consoles worldwide, up from 57.1 million, which was announced in March. 60 million is precisely the number that Sony forecasted to ship. So they hit it exactly with what they said they were going to do, which is, they know their business right now. They know how it's going to do. Another takeaway from the earnings call is that Sony is forecasting another 18 million units shipped this fiscal year, which is down, but obviously they have their reasons for thinking that would happen. I don't know if it's Scorpio. I don't know if it's their future plans. I don't know if they're expecting a weaker lineup or if it's just the fact that they've already sold 60 million of these bastards.
And I'm assuming that this number takes into account both PS4 and PS4 Pro?
PS4, PS4 Slim, and PS4 Pro. It's
Okay.
all SKUs across the board.
Okay.
It appears that the PS4 is going to catch the PS3, which had 80 million units sold, and it appears it's going to do it very quickly.
Yeah.
So if they continue, their forecast is 18 million units. They've already done 60.
That
If
puts
they have
them
a strong
2
year,
mil
they
short.
could. They could beat it this year. If they hit their forecast, they're 2 million short. So it's impressive. It's also, I like that Nintendo's out there saying, "Hey, we've sold 2.7 million." Like we're not shy about what we've done. That's what we've done. And Sony's saying we've sold 60, and Microsoft's like, "Hey, we made a bunch of money." And I think they should have been more specific. I think they should have said how many they've sold to be proud of it. If Nintendo can be proud of 2.7 million, you can be proud of the 40 million that you've sold or 25 million that you've sold.
Right.
So, I don't know. How's the audio? Can you hear me? Hear me?
Barely.
Me?
It's
Okay.
going in and out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's Skype.
I got you a little bit now.
I show a good connection over here, so I don't know.
I show one here, too.
I want to try to jump in the last story. Hopefully you can hear me enough to discuss it. But according to at least one analyst and someone who knows a little something about what PlayStation does, Damien Thong, and that is his real last name.
It's a beautiful last name.
It is. It makes me think of Cisco, though.
Uh-huh.
But the Wall Street Journal is reporting via that analyst Damien Thong that Sony will release its next generation system in 2018. And you think this is probably some jackass talking out of his ass,
Some crap
doesn't
hot.
some dude trying to get an article on GameSpot or for some two bros to read it on a podcast. You might want to put a little more faith in Mr. Thong, because he was able to predict the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Slim both ahead of their launches and announcements.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the first to correctly predict both of those things. And for somebody not in the industry, he seems to have some sort of beat on what's going on. This could also explain, and we talked about this a little bit before, this could explain why you don't see any reaction on Sony's part to the Scorpio.
Because they know they got their new system coming out.
Because maybe the PS5 is right around the corner. They're not worried about the Scorpio. They have such a dominating lead. Maybe they don't worry about it.
I get this is cool, and a lot of people are going to like this. I'm not sure about this story, because that leaves us. That turns us from an 8 to 10 year console cycle now to a 5 or 6 year console cycle.
Very short, yeah.
Now, the PS4 was released in 2013. So, no, that's 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Let's say it's off by 6 months. 5-6 year console cycle. That's awfully short. Another problem I have with that is there's been some really good games this cycle, but nothing that I can think of that has defined some of the past systems that I played. Nothing jumps out at me like that. That's just like the defining game for those systems. There's a number of good games, but PS2, we would go with what Twisted Metal probably was one of the defining games of that generation. PS3, you got the Uncharted, or actually Uncharted 2. I can't think of anything for the PS4 that has been like that defining game for that system.
You don't feel that way about Horizon?
Now, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great game. I don't know that it's the defining game for the system. I mean, I used to have a beat on. Everybody did. Used to have a beat, like you knew when you played it that this is the game for the system. I don't know that I feel that way about anything that I've played so far. And that just could be me getting older.
Either.
I don't know.
You know,
but
I think it's interesting
I'm looking at your blank
for it
face
to go to a 5-year cycle. I don't know that I'm for it either. Yeah, it'll catch back up. Mine's cutting.
You think it's short?
Bad too. It's short. It's very short. You know, people are just now getting PS4s. What about those people? And I know there's always people who buy it the year of that a new one comes out. I get that. That's fine. But I do wonder if it's constantly getting shorter, are we just becoming PC? And that's, you know, I've spoke about it a lot before. That scares me. I like a console. I like to know it's good for 10 years or 8 years or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on this. Anything to add? I'm going to take that as a no. So
nothing.
We'll move on to our newest. Okay. We'll move on to our newest and my favorite segment, Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past, we dust off an old gem, and we tell you why you should play it or at least look at it. This week it's my turn, and I'm not going very far back. I'm going to Wii U for this title. And my Gone But Not Forgotten is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Wii U. So we're only a couple years back. This game is a puzzle game. It's not like anything else on Nintendo. They actually took a new property using existing characters, and they made it fun. It was a new take on a puzzle game, in my opinion, and it would have made a great cell phone, like iPad game. But it was right at home with the gamepad, too, and this is a game that I know most people didn't play, and I would love to see more people play it.
You love this game.
Yeah, it's so good. It really is. I like a puzzle game. I love Toad. Toad is my dude. And I love when Nintendo actually does something new. And this had all three things in it. It had Toad. It was a puzzle platformer type game. It was new. It was Nintendo. It was good. It was a good time to be playing the Wii U, and I hope if you're not going to play it, you at least see what the gameplay was about. It's not going to be fun to watch, but see how the gameplay worked and see how Nintendo adapted it to that franchise, and hopefully they'll do more stuff like that in the future. So Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, like I said, I think it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years ago at this point. It's not very old.
I don't know. You've talked about it all the time for like 2 months.
100% forgotten. No, 100% it was forgotten. No one played it that had a Wii U, and no one had a Wii U. So that tells you where it ranked.
That's a very true statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm reminiscing.
I know you are.
Yeah, I would play that game today, but my Wii U is in a box.
In a box? You boxed it up?
Yeah. Yeah. Packed it the way it came, the way it showed up from the factory. Everything went back in its little foam pouchy and wire tied back up. I'll have it out at
now
some
might be
point,
the time for me to get a Wii U.
Don't buy a Wii U, buy a Switch. Switch it up.
Oh, you're all froze up again.
All right, this has been
I'm not buying a Switch yet.
This has been episode 224. Buy a Switch. Buy a Switch. This has been episode 224 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Podcast Ryan. You can follow Dan at Shirtless Dan. You can follow Matt at Goddammit Matt. You can reach us all at game_stitch. Head over to patreon.com/GameStitch if you want to support us. Check out our live show that we just did, Gamestitch Live. It is on youtube.com/GameStitch. You can watch it there. We had a lot of fun with that. We did that last Thursday as part of our Patreon goal. So that's up there for you to watch. You can learn a little bit more about us as people. And we want to give a special Patreon shout out to Garrett Wade for supporting us at the $10 tier over on Patreon. It means a lot for us, and we really appreciate that, buddy.
Thanks, Garrett.
And this has been episode 224. 224, is that right?
Over and out.
224, good night.
Yeah. 224. Good night.